You've tuned in to Queenology Radio. You're rocking with the Queen. I wanted to thank you guys for tuning in. I wanted to actually share some history on Independence Day, or as some people call it, the 4th of July, July the 4th, the day the United States got its independence from Great Britain, or whatever you guys want to call it. I wanted to let you guys know the true day that it should actually be celebrated on and the history behind this day. So, I wanted to first give honor and take my hat off to the armed service members, the Army, Navy, Marines, National Guard, the Air Force, the Coast Guard. These people put their lives on a daily basis. They put their lives on the line every single day for the American people, for the politicians, and most people are not aware of all the lies about our history, unless you're the type of person that actually does a lot of researching and actually, if you're able to get this information out to people. Most people just go along with the daily routine of clocking into a 9 to 5, not knowing what's actually going on with their society or why all the lies have been told. But that's why I'm here to share this information with you guys, and I just want to jump right into it. We celebrate American Independence Day on the 4th of July every single year because this is the day they told us that we should celebrate. And we as American people don't question anything. And we should question everything that we've been told. But we think of July 4th, 1776 as the day that represents the Declaration of Independence and the birth of the United States of America as an independent nation. All false. But July the 4th wasn't the day that Congress decided to declare independence. They actually declared independence on July the 2nd, 1776. That's Congress. But that wasn't the day the American Revolution was started either. The American Revolution started back in April 1775. And that wasn't the day that Thomas Jefferson wrote the first draft of the Declaration of Independence. That was June 1776. The actual day date that Thomas Jefferson signed the Declaration of Independence was August the 2nd, 1776. So, in hindsight, we should be celebrating Independence Day, August the 2nd, 1776, not July the 4th, 1776. So what happened on July the 4th, 1776? Congress approved the final wording of the Declaration of Independence, July the 4th, 1776. They had been working on it for a couple of days, going back and forth. The Democratic Party, the Federalists, back and forth with the final drafts, thinking they had came to a resolution when it was just a lot of back and forth for days that went on until they finally came to an agreement and made the edits and the changes. So July the 4th, 1776 became the day that was included in the Declaration of Independence. And the fancy handwritten copy that was signed in August, you can get the information from National Archives in D.C., or the nation's capital as they call it. It's also printed on Dunlap broadside paper. The original copies circulated the new nation on the Dunlap broadsides, if anybody didn't know that. So when people thought of the Declaration of Independence, they thought of July the 4th, 1776. This was the day that everybody remembered This was the day that Congress actually did the final wording. I apologize. Did the final wording for the Declaration of Independence. But the day it was signed by Thomas Jefferson was August the 2nd. So that should be the initial day. So how did July 4th become a national holiday? For the first 15 to 20 years after the Declaration of Independence was written, the people didn't celebrate it as much on any day. They didn't care. They didn't celebrate it because they knew they was some suppressed people. They knew that some people knew that this country was, treating the United States citizen poorly, making them pay high taxes, slaving them to jobs and stuff. So they knew what was going on. But it was also too new and too young of a nation for them to celebrate as well. So by 1790, sometime in the 1700s, they became to be bitter and bipartisan and conflict and controversial, like I said, against the Democrat and the Republicans and the Federalists. So that's why it was so much back and forth. They thought that the Declaration of Independence was too French and too anti-British. So they wanted it revised. So by 1876, John Adams complained in a letter that the America seemed uninterested in the past, but that would all change. After the war in 1812, the Federalist Party began to come apart, and the new parties in the 1800s, 1820s, and 1830s all considered themselves inheritors of Jefferson. So they went back and forth. They argued about it, and they decided that the initial day would be July 4th, 1776, which was the deaths of Thomas Jefferson and John Adams was on July the 4th, 1826. So this probably promoted the idea that let's celebrate July 4th on July the 4th. Let's keep it at this day because of Thomas Jefferson and John Adams dying on that day. So this day went on and on and on, and the